Welcome back to our all-time fall time series. I snuck away to Whistler today and I was able to get up to the alpine on the Into the Mystic Lord of the Squirrels loop. This trail is analog bike only. E-bikes are illegal and it's supposedly patrolled. I almost think it's kind of fun that you're forced to sweat it out coming up here. I'm on my Firebird today, bike I've just been absolutely in love with, but I did swap out the rear wheel and tire for this faster rolling Bontrager SE4 2.6 inch tire, which has been pretty fun on the climb. Lucky to sneak up here in such good conditions. It's basically been rainy, and we're getting probably our last sun before storm season starts. Just feels like that special window in October. 5,000 some feet up here, so I'll be breathing even more than usual. If you guys ever hear my breathing and think that I sound like I'm just super out of shape, I have the microphone on my chin bar, so it just picks up all the breaths. Okay, so I'm on the flat part. Yeah, this is like a pretty much a traverse. Cool. I think I will head out this out and back and enjoy the, I tried to kind of pace myself coming up that climb there. Because I wanted to, sometimes on these bigger missions, you like expend so much energy getting to the payoff, you don't fully absorb the payoff. And I was like, you know what? I kind of want to just enjoy myself when I get up there, hopefully. So I packed a lot more water than I usually would. I actually brought a spare tube with me today. I'm kind of notorious in my friend groups for coming quite unprepared, so trying to get better at that. I can already tell this offshoot is going to be really exceptional. We're just kind of weaving through this alpine terrain. A lot of work to get up here, but feels like once you're up here, it's pretty dialed. Keep having this problem where it's hard to concentrate on the trail because you just want to, even climbing, you got to kind of keep your eye on the trail. But so much variance in the terrain to look at. It's just like my head's on a swivel. When you're alone, it's easy for like a bit of self-doubt to creep in. So it's kind of back and forth on if I wanted to enter this level of suffering today, but I'm so glad I did. This is phenomenal. These little settling ponds are so cool. This is like my home 542 corridor, just, man, a lot more texture and little lakes going on. I feel like this just gets back to the spirit of mountain biking. You just get on this device that's efficient way to get around. No motor, just your pedaling effort. A little bit of technology and just a really enjoyable form of getting around. And I gotta check out, I'm not supposed to go this way, but I gotta check out this little pond here. This is so pretty. Wow. Oh my goodness. Wow. Should probably dip in one of these, but it is a little briskier today. Okay, heading out the Pot of Gold trail now. Oh, rider up. Hey, sorry. Bad timing. Have a good one.
Just you?
Just me.
Okay, just
Pull for Emmanuel. I see the only two people on this 2 miles of trail. Feels right though. Oh man, super nicely built trail out here. This is really cool. I had a very spiritual climb up today. It's just so cool how when you're alone, which isn't ideal, but you can find yourself alone, just rhythmically breathing on a trail where your mind goes. And I feel like my mind was on relationships, on God, and I just felt a sense that, like, I thought back to a conversation I had with somebody this week. Start talking about the spirit, and my SD card just crapped out on me. But anyway, thought back to this conversation, and I just felt the weight of empathy for this person that went through this really hard circumstance where they lost their son. And anyways, just something special about just the rhythmic nature of biking and the breath and being solo and the thoughts that come into your head when you're unencumbered by social media and all these things that steal us away from these deep thoughts. It's like you can't run from it when you're out. And thankfully I haven't become a person that needs like podcasts or music when I'm riding. I just like sitting in the silence. And anyway, just a very nice spiritual climb. It was lovely. Big country over here. Kind of a big exposed traverse. I'm sure this little zone slides here every winter. Of course, I want to just look to my left, but on a narrow little path with a bunch of exposure. I'll try to keep that to a minimum. All right, Ninja Lakes, which I think is our last little lollipop. Wow, yeah, I'm so glad I went out this way. It just keeps going and going and going. You're just serpentining through all this beautiful alpine terrain. I was gonna talk about the Spank Vibrocore bars today, for sure on the downhill, but just sneak in a little. It's definitely, I was rocking some Deity 35 mil bars yesterday, and these bars are for sure eating a lot of this rocky chatter, and it just feels a lot less fatiguing on my arms. I feel like I'm gonna be a 31/8 bar clamp convert soon. Oh dear. Oh, this one's good. Yeah, people of the alpine should let me know, is this a good year for berries, or am I just noticing it this year? Getting to the end of this lollipop trail, and the alpine vibe is definitely ramping up. Just in this massive granite boulder field, just feels like the Ice Age glaciers were here yesterday. Wow, this trail is absolutely insane. Oh my gosh, I'm glad I came out this way. A little bit more work, but this is such a masterpiece to just be able to roll through this kind of terrain without it just being 15% grades up and down. Wow. I feel like we are just, as visitors, benefiting from the 1%ers buying condos in Whistler. And whatever happened, they built this absolutely insane trail up here. Wow. Oh, this is so cool. Oh my gosh. Yo. This is phenomenal. hot day, I would definitely have to jump in this particular lake, but I might wait closer to the descent. Wow, that's so cool. Oh my gosh, just clear green water. Oh wow. Oh my gosh. Jeez, just gotta stop and take in the view every once in a while. This is so special. I feel like I don't hear about people riding this trail that often, and it is just insane. So good. Yay! Have a little fun on this one. I've been like back and forth of even putting my saddle down because it's a very kind of cross-country feeling trail system thus far. And everything is kind of traversy and narrow, so don't want to get too gnarly up here. Wow. There's a couple like spots of erosion, but wow. Look at that. To have this kind of trail up here in the alpine is just such a gift. It's not even like a boring municipal feeling trail. It just feels like a absolute masterpiece. Wow. I love how they have this lollipop set up too. Seems like you're just climb, and then you can just descend down, and then you don't have people running into each other. Oh, wow, dang. Came down that so fast. Ah, that's cool. Holy buckets. It's so funny when you doubt doing these extraordinary things and then you get out to them and you're just so glad that you committed. I feel like nobody in my friend circle has like ridden this trail in 3+ years. And wow, this is a good one. This is like right up there with riding Angel Staircase 2 weeks ago. It just feels like a real special thing that this trail exists. I feel like there's a bit of a trend in mountain biking where things just seem to be getting more and more gravity oriented. Maybe it's just the bubble I'm in, but I feel like adventure rides like this that are, you know, pretty difficult, require some suffering. You're out, you know, in fairly deep nature. That is what I love about mountain biking and keeps me going. It's like a quiet, efficient way to get out to spots like this that are just kind of absurd how beautiful they are. Wow. Climbing back out of the hole. All right, we're heading back into the good light. It's a bit front lit coming down this way. A little bit more contrast. Heading back up for your viewing pleasure. As I was getting into the sport as like a middle schooler, big part was like technical climbs and trying to stay on the bike and not dab. And to me, it's just such a core part of mountain biking. Look at that view. Look at that infrastructure that they hauled way up here into the alpine. This is honestly, for the terrain that we're cutting through, this trail is so smooth and phenomenal. More just insane traversing action. It's one of those rides that makes the transmission battery seem super dumb, because heading out, I'm like pretty sure this thing is charged up, but you're just gonna shift 1,000 times today And it sucks to worry about battery. I am team cable, especially now that I've tried it. It's really good. So dumb to have the top end stuff that gives you a bit more anxiety than the bottom end stuff, or like the starting end Eagle 90 drive trades. Just came up a heinous climb back into the land of golden grass over here. Some swoopy corners, flat in composition. Yeah, that last hill kind of got me. I felt that one. Coming out of that out and back now, definitely starting to feel the day. Get that like alpine heavy breathing going. Working my way. Jeez. Some loose baby heads right there. Connecting back with the Lord of the Squirrels loop here into the Mystic. More climbing. Absolutely just slogging up on the rocks now. Definitely feeling the day at this point. I didn't have any carbs today, just protein. And it's amazing how different bonking comes on when you're without carbs. Very smooth. Doesn't just come like a cliff. Getting to the top of something. I feel like my forearms have just been glistening for like 4 hours now. If I had to guess, that's the ridge we're gonna drop in off of. It's only like 100 more feet to climb, but I'd rather not. A couple amazing tailwinds today. One, this cross-country tire. Two, the cool temps up here, helping so much. Getting to a real rocky top here. Not much growing up here. Felt good to move without pedaling there for a second. Got a big descent coming up eventually back to the valley. Well, a bit of a gift. Just ran into a few people up here, and it turns out that I believe this is the top of the mission. Like, we're going downhill for a long time. So that's pretty neat. Feels good. Put some wind in my sails after, I think this loop would have been very doable without adding that lollipop, but the lollipop was probably my favorite part and some of the best alpine biking I've done. What was it called? Like Pot of Gold and something lake. It's so cool. Wow, look at this. Yeah, starting to get cool up here in the shadows. Hey! Not super downhill yet, but I will take it. Smooth trail. Such a rocky area. It really is like amazing how smooth they got this single track to be. A lot of terrain to take in visually. That's for sure. Especially front lit as it is. I should probably eat one of my little candies, little Hershey's Nuggets, but I kind of like the fact that I've just been running on protein so far. Once you enter the sugar game, it's a vicious cycle. You just need more burn through that stuff quick. Totally forgot about this part. It's been a couple years. This is phenomenal though. Forgot that there was like so much downhill, enjoyable alpine riding. Wow. Phenomenal. So many insane views. Of course, there's one little climb. Okay, it's not that big. Oh, I'm starting to see all the people now. I didn't see these people for a long time. Feels good leaning this bike over compared to the full power e-bike yesterday. So you kind of want to pick my way through this as to not take any chances with my little cross-country tire in the back. I don't ride hardly any rock in Bellingham. Just realizing I'm not sure if I mentioned it to you guys, but I got this Fox 38 revalved with the extra light rebound tune and a light compression tune. Try to get it to feel more like a RockShox 3.1. And yeah, I'd say that was a mostly successful endeavor. Doesn't feel as good as a RockShox 3.1 Zeb, but we'll take it. Definitely an improvement over the slurpy abomination that came on this bike. And I brought that up because I just went to kind of pull the fork up back there and it still felt just like a hair slow and resistive. Yeah, fun little double. I think I'm gonna, if I get a good spot where I know it's all downhill, I'm gonna eat my little Hershey's Nugget snackies. All right, just took my Hershey's Kiss break, or no, Hershey's Nuggets with almonds. So that should give me a bit of a concentration reset for the downhill, which should be really nice on the front end and a little crazy with the micro spike in the rear. Yeah, I'll just kind of see what happens. Wouldn't mind having the Albert back on for this, but as far as time on the bike being useful today, that cross-country tire was absolutely killer. Now we seem to have gotten gravity on our side. I remember this trail being fairly techy and rooty. Wow, super nicely built trail through here though, my goodness. Wet. Made it all day without getting too wet. It'd be nice to finish up with a relatively dry butt. There's a tight little handlebar gap there too. That's kind of nice to come down this in the afternoon light. Yeehaw. Big old rock slab. Pretty neat. Oh man, yeah, cruising. This is fun. Just a totally different vibe than a minute ago. Have a little bit of chocolate and pointer downhill. A little bit less on the suffering front. I feel like they've armored some of this since I was here in like 2017 or whatever it was. Ooh, yeah. Should remember not to get too feisty. I don't want to push that rear tire too much. Wow, look at this bridge work. Cool. think this section shows that it wouldn't super pay off to do this loop with a smaller bike. You'd be getting fairly pummeled on the way down. Yeah, I did want to talk about these Vibrocore bars and my experience with them. Had a really good luck with them. They seem to be softer on the hands, maybe even than the 1-ups. They got that 31/8 clamp, which I like. There's really no reason for 35. I'm not interested in things being too stiff. And as far as the foam insert, it's like it's so hard to A to B it, but that, I mean, they feel like pretty soft bars. So that's cool. Whatever help I can get. If you kind of like hit the bar on one side and hold the other, you can feel they definitely don't twang much. Oh wow, snuck in this little climb. I feel like the trail forks elevation description is missing some resolution when it comes to some of these little punchy climbs, but I should expect it. But yeah, I'd say ultimately had super good experience with these handlebars, and one thing that I always forget to bring up is that the alloy bars have such a much better ability to clamp your brake levers. They tend to spin on carbon, and occasionally I'll like use the brake levers to kind of modulate the bike in the air, like use them like a little lever, and just having the confidence that they're gonna stay put is nice. Wow, it's a really cool section of trail. I just let a little bit of air out of the tires and the bike's feeling good. It's kind of hard to manage it when you have such elevation changes as we do today, but making the bike feel a lot softer, which is nice. Yay! Woo-hoo-hoo. Try to find some doubles in here. We got a option. Can't really decipher what they're telling us here. Oh, I see. Black right here. Pretty chill black feature for Canada. Oh gosh. These rocks, it's so easy to get off track. A little bit more feedback than in Bellingham through the handlebars. So a good day to test the Vibrocores. Yeah, and I'd be curious like how much of that is the smaller clamp and how much of that is the foam that they insert into the bar. But you know, I'll take it all. I'll take it all. Whew. Hard to avoid that bit of water there. Had just a really good experience on this trail today. If you kind of forgot about it or wasn't on your radar, I would suggest putting it back on the radar. This is like such a pristine loop. No e-bikes allowed, unfortunately, but amazing, just like case study in Whistler infrastructure. And yeah, just scooting you around the backcountry. Yay! Yeah, it must have been just super wet here, like for a week or more. And these woods are definitely hanging on to the moisture from whatever precip they just got. Whew, definitely feeling a hair fatigued. Don't have, not as fresh as I would be if I wasn't on the bike all day, pedaling around the alpine. Whew. Ooh, pretty little fold in the landscape here. Wow, beautiful moss-covered slope. My goodness. Yeah, these long days in Whistler, they're no joke, because you just get so much feedback through the bars on the little fingery roots, slamming into little granite rocks and big granite rocks all day. I'm sure obviously the riders up here are so fit, and I can see why. Starting to feel the fatigue in pretty much every muscle of my body. Not really, but yeah, for sure, like my back, pushing and pulling the handlebars. My quads are totally shot. It's like hard to get myself to come off of the seat when I want to. I'm not in the best shape of my life, but I'm not in the worst shape. I've had a pretty full-on couple of weeks riding, and my body's just starting to run out of go juice. Need some good recovery week. Oh, look at this view. Need to be pretty aggressive on this trail too. Wearing my stiffer shoes today, my XC shoes, and I think I'm noticing it's leading to less foot fatigue, which is cool. Oh, note to self, don't rule out the cross-country shoes for prolonged downhills. There's some grizzly bear warnings, and happy to say I haven't run into any today. Cool section, super cool. I think this section's a blue now, and yeah, just a good techie, pumpy zone. Oh my gosh. Whistler, you're just too beautiful. Stop it. That's all I got for today. Thanks for joining. A long ride in the most beautiful, well-built trail in the alpine. Pretty incredible. Hopefully that's your call to get out there and try for yourself this year, next year. But yeah, that's all I got for today. Thanks for joining.